Today we're gonna take a look at RNG and Dropchance in Warframe, but this can also be used for any other video game. Dropchances and RNG are one of the most confusing subjects because they are hard to understand. So what does RNG mean? RNG means random number generation, and it's normally done by a piece of software in whatever programming language we choose. In the background you see a tiny program I made with Java to show you how RNG works. And what this piece of software does, it is tossing the coin or rolling the dice for you. And depending on the outcome, you get a reward or you don't get a reward. Drop chances are normally shown in percent, like 25% drop chance, but what they don't mean, in our 25% example, they don't mean that every fourth time, because it is 25%, you will get the item you're looking for. 25% means that if you do something long enough, and long enough means hundreds of times, then 25% of those times you will get the drop. And you have no idea when the drop will occur. 25% could also mean that you get, when you do 100 tries, the first 75 tries you get no drop, and the 25 tries that are left you get the drop each time. And this is what makes the whole thing so confusing for many people. But if you think about a coin, if you drop a coin a few times, then you will see that you never get heads and tails and heads and tails. You will end up getting 3 tails and 1 head, or 3 head and 2 tails. So there is not a real pattern. A pattern is only visible when you run it 100 or a few hundred times. Then you can say, well, okay, in the average there are 50% tails and 50% heads. The other thing that is very important is that each time you do a run or you flip a coin, or however you want to call it, each of these events is independent of the previous or the coming event. So if you have something that has a 25% drop chance, it stays 25% every time you do this. But we also know that when we do something repeatedly, then it will happen. The drop will occur sometime. This is common sense. And we can transfer this to the science. We can say that we can calculate the theoretical probability of success when we do multiple runs back to back. And the calculations we use for that are actually a bit complicated, but they are implemented in this webpage, dropchance.guru, and you can just enter it here. So I enter 10% to show how this works. So when you say you want something that has a 10% drop chance, you can see that if you run it 10 times, you have a probability of 65.13% of getting the drop at least once. So there's math speak involved. And because probability is not a very precise thing, we can never really make pinpoint accurate predictions. But we can say, like in this example, that if we did 22 runs back to back, we would have a 90% probability to succeed, so to get our drop. And if you go even 44 runs, we have a 99% probability to succeed. But the depressing part about all this mathematics is that we could go 45, 90 or even 900 runs without ever getting a drop, because that is part of the science behind this. We can never get a 100% probability. If we would be able to pinpoint a 100% probability, someone else would also be able to do that, and he probably would use it in a casino to, well, go for probability of card drops or the roulette. The 90% you see on the website is probably your best bet in air quotes, for how long it will take you to get something. And sometimes it will be a bit faster and sometimes it will be a bit longer. But it's more accurate than just saying, go back to our 25% example, that you will get something at every fourth run. Let's look at another example, like the shotgun ribbon that drops from sorties. The shotgun ribbon has a 1.36% chance of dropping each time you do a sortie, which is daily. And that means in terms, and that is actually paper shuffling here because I had to do the calculation separately, That means a number is that you have to run 168 runs to have a 90% chance of actually getting this ribbon once. And you can see by the number at the 99% chance, 336 runs, that it's almost a year to have a 99% drop chance. So this is quite depressing. But we can take a look at another example, which is a Necros systems. The Necros systems, they drop from Derelict assassination, the Lephantis assassination, and they have a 33.33% drop chance. And when you enter this number here, you see that you need actually only 6 runs to have a 90% chance of the item dropping at least once. And only 11 runs to have a 99% chance of the item at least dropping once. So this is looking much better now. So there's not much more to explain. You can use this page to calculate your drop chances, and the 90% is what you're looking for. And if you wonder where I did get my numbers from, there's an official drop chance site from Digital Extremes, and I'll leave this in the description below. And of course there's always the wiki where you also find the numbers. If you want to know more about drop chance, if you maybe want to know about multi-layered drop chances that we have with condition overload, or time-gated drop chances that we have for farming Mesa, then let me know in the comments, and I may set up another video about this topic. And I hope you learned something today, and yeah, I'll leave it with that. See you all next time. Bye bye.